Hey everyone, is it just me or does February feel like the longest short month of the year? I am officially over all the heavy dark coats, big chunky sweaters, and dark winter colors, but let's face it, most of you watching, it's still pretty cold. I say most of you because as I am sitting here, 78 degrees. The transition between freezing and fresh is the hardest season to dress for. It still feels like winter for most of us, but we want to wear the spring stuff. It's not quite time yet. So today I'm giving you my bridge transition styling tips and tricks. I've got 5 tips and styling ideas, pieces that you might already have in your closet that you can reach for to get you from this dreary, blah, wintry, just last legs straight into spring. So if any of this sounds like something you're struggling with right now, hopefully you are in the right place. Settle in and let's talk about transition style. So style tip number 1 is let's lighten up the knitwear, literally and figuratively. So literally in that it is time to put away the really big, oversized, chunky knit, thick cable knit type sweaters. I say this if it is relatively moving towards spring where you are. Obviously take this with a grain of salt, apply it to your specific location. If you're watching from Florida, you've never had this in your closet to begin with, and if you're watching in North Dakota, you're probably laughing at me right now. So, apply this as it will to your personal style. But it is time, if you can, or when it is more of a transition time for spring for you, to put away those big, heavy, chunky knits. We are looking at lighter fabrics, but you still need a sweater. So think of things like 100% cotton sweaters or a cotton cashmere blend if you can find it. You don't have to look hard. I have everything listed below, down below my head if you want to find the links to shop my suggestions. Look in the text underneath me, and most especially look at the very first comment. That's a pinned comment from me with all of the information there. And I'm also popping some stuff up on the screen. All of that stuff will be found in all of the places I just mentioned. Now, if you're lucky enough to actually be experiencing some warmer weather, but it's February, so it's not quite time to break out the sundress, maybe you want to pull out some short sleeve sweaters. You can layer them under a cardigan or blazer if it's still a little bit chilly, and then wear the short sleeve as is as you transition into that spring weather. And of course, you can also lighten up in terms of color. Think about putting away the dark forest greens and the blacks and the burgundies and pull out like the pastels, the creams, and the winter whites. And of course, now would be the time to start slowly adding in those little pops of spring trending colors like the soft yellow and the pale blue. And then as far as how to wear these lighter knits, I would keep the denim. Denim is a staple for spring and winter, but instead of your darker wash or black denim, bring in a softer gray faded black denim or a lighter wash blue denim. Ditch the heavy loafers and the big chunky boots, unless you still need them, and look for more of a neutral loafer or a clean low top sneaker. Want to see some specific examples on me? Here we go. So outfit number 1, this is a classic cream and navy striped sweater, but it is 100% cotton. So I am still relatively warm. Obviously, if you need a little more warmth, you could layer it over a long sleeve t-shirt underneath that. And then instead of the traditional darker wash denim or even blue denim, this is denim. It is white denim. These are some new Sailor jeans that I just picked up, and it brings in just a lighter feel. Doesn't it feel like spring looking at this? You can wear it definitely right now in February. And then if you want an example of how to wear a short sleeve sweater while still being warm, here you go. So outfit number 2, the base is a cashmere tee. I love cashmere for fall, spring, and winter, and sometimes a little bit into summer because it is sort of that chameleon of fabrics where you're not gonna get overheated. You're gonna stay warm when you need to. It just sort of adapts to the temperature. So this is actually a limited edition color, but this cashmere tee comes in probably a dozen colors now. So it's great to wear on its own when it is warm enough. But if you need that warmth or you want that warmth, layer another cashmere cardigan over it, but instead of going for like a dark chocolate brown or a deep gray or black or even navy, go for an ivory or a cream instead. It's a great third layer. You can even add more layers of interest by bringing in pops of color, say with the necklace, add a belt. These are all just little details to freshen up the outfit, make you feel less frumpy, and feel like spring is here even when it's not. Style tip number 2, it's all about that outerwear. You need a bridge outerwear. It might be already time for you to ditch the parka, or you may have never needed a parka, lucky you, but it might be a little too early to pull out the denim jacket. So the ultimate bridge or transition piece of outerwear is the trench coat. It's something that's trending for this spring. Honestly, it trends every spring, so is it even a trend? It's just a spring staple at this point. And if you don't have a trench coat in your closet, definitely pick one up. There are all kinds of styles, from the traditional long length, there's cropped lengths, there's mid lengths, there's different kinds of fabrics. And if you still need a little bit of warmth, let me show you my styling trick that I have mentioned a few times, but I'm gonna demo it here. So I have 2 trench coats that I wanna show you. The first one I've had from Amazon for years. It is a classic, comes in quite a few colors, but I just like the sort of neutrally tanny beige, we're gonna call it. And I like to wear it, if I need extra warmth, layered over a very thin weight puffer vest. Now this one is from Uniqlo. I'm also gonna link to a specific one from Amazon. And what's neat about both of them is, yeah, sure, you can wear it buttoned up as a crew neck, but as you can see there are snaps that fold it in, so it turns it into a V-neck, so you can layer it under the trench coat or any other lighter weight coat that you have, and you get that added warmth that you may need. And then if the day warms up, you can take the trench off, pull the vest off. Actually, let me reverse that. This is perfect for those of you that live somewhere like I do in San Antonio, Texas, where I woke up this morning, it was 43 degrees, and the high today is going to be 83 degrees. So I need layers and I get cold. So starting with actually this base layer, going outside first thing in the morning, I'm gonna be freezing. So I actually would wear the puffer vest and then layer the trench coat on top. By about mid-morning, it's probably light enough for me to take off the puffer coat and just have the trench on by itself. Maybe I just want to wear the vest over it and ditch the trench coat. Those 2 pieces give me a ton of options. For style tip number 3, let's talk about another material. Texture is really key here, and I want you to focus more on suede than leather. Both of them are nice, warm materials, but there's something about suede. It feels softer, it's more approachable. To me, it's more of that transition fabric. I see a lot of it in the fall, and you see a lot of it in the spring. That doesn't mean you have to put away your leather. I mean, leather is in every accessory, in our belts, and our shoes, and our handbags. But if you're gonna keep the leather around, think about lighter leathers, like these loafers that I have shared 8 million times. Instead of a black or a dark chocolate brown leather loafer, this one is a nice option. Or if you're going to go for suede, sorry, I love these. Now, these are a beautiful sort of biscuity color, more of a classic penny loafer style. This one is a very affordable faux suede, and they come in lots of other colors as well, but I really like the gold buckle detail, very budget friendly here. These are leather instead of suede, but I've swapped them out from my favorite dark brown and black ones to this sort of almondy beige color instead. Even with your handbags, it doesn't have to be white or off-white. I know a lot of you still stick to that no white before Memorial Day rule. That's not really a rule anymore, but you know, instead of the chocolate brown, this nice soft suede in this sort of taupey gris. I don't know what color you'd call this, but it's a lot lighter. It's easing into spring. We're not quite into spring. We don't need to go full on into it, but those are ways to bring in that softer suede look. I want to give you a few more examples. This faux suede bomber jacket. I have it in sort of a sage soft green. That's okay for spring. I really love it in the creamy beige option. It's great for outerwear. It's a faux suede, so it's really drapey and light, and it's not quite as bulky and heavy as, say, the leather moto jackets that a lot of you have been wearing throughout this season. One of my favorite retailers for vegan suede, which is a polite way of saying faux suede, is Banana Republic Factory. They have quite a few options if you're looking for another great jacket that will take you from now well into spring. They have a vegan suede. It's a made up word, so I'm gonna make up how to pronounce it. Vegan suede crop jacket that I think is beautiful. They also have some pants and skirts and stuff like that, but I wanted to keep it to something you're gonna get a lot of use out of. Tip number 4, it's too cold really to wear skirts. I know a lot of people recommend pulling out your floral midi dresses and midi skirts and just putting tights and a blazer over it and call it a look. I'm not completely against the concept, but as a woman over 50, it can be a little girlish, a little almost too feminine, trying hard to make it spring. So I want to propose an alternative. So how about we swap out the floral skirts for the silhouette that is most like a skirt, but far more comfortable and practical. And I'm talking about wide leg trousers. I'm not talking palazzo pants, although if you have some in your closet, now is the time to grab them, but a wider leg, doesn't have to be overly exaggerated, full length trouser, very flattering on every body shape. You can tuck in a shirt, not tuck in a shirt, depending on your level of comfortability, how you like to wear your clothes. The trousers give that fluid feel like a skirt, but it's a little more wearable. You still can layer tights or leggings underneath if you want that much more warmth. And it's really easy to make a monochromatic look, which I have done in 2 ways. Let me just show you and stop talking. So I'm going for monochromatic in both of these looks because I am trying to find a way for us to look slim and tall and elegant and put together. And the easiest way to cheat that is dressing in the same tone from head to toe. So for outfit number 4, we're going with a washable silk shirt, super easy to wear and to maintain. I have it tucked into a pair of pleated pull-on style. It's an elastic waist trouser. Now these specifically are a 29-inch inseam. They don't come in a longer length, so I just want to point that out. If you're looking for a cropped length and you're taller, these will be great. If you are petite, shorter than me, you're going to love these. If you're 5'4", 5'5", it gets a little awkward. I just want to point that out. But any navy slightly pleated trouser is going to look fantastic. And I went all the way to the toes and added some navy kitten heels as well. Those aren't available. They were around during the Nordstrom anniversary sale. I recommended them back in July. I personally grabbed them then. Can't wait to see what's offering this year, but let's focus on this season we're trying to get through. So outfit number 5 is a totally different look. We are bringing in some of those softer, lighter neutrals. I have nothing against navy. I think it's a year-round concept, but if you want a lighter look in the literal sense, this is a nice thing. And I didn't go specifically the same color from head to toe. You've seen this outfit before. There's really nothing new in this entire video. So it's an oversized cashmere sweater. If you need that warmth, you can layer it over a long sleeve tee. If you want to, take it off if you get overheated, tuck those into some pleated crepe trousers. I would recommend looking for crepe material or a wool blend material if you can find it as far as trousers go. And then I carried the monochromatic look. They're all slightly different shades of beigey tan and taupe down to the black heel sandals. They're actually slingbacks, and you've seen those before. Now we've kind of turned the corner from super cold. My slingbacks are back. Do make sure you check the description box under this style tip because I'll link a few more of my favorite pleated trousers or just trousers in general from a few different price points. If you're looking for some different inseam lengths or different retailers, I have lots of suggestions, more than what you're seeing on the screen down below. And then for the last style tip, it's all about the color palette pivot. And I've talked about this throughout the video, but specifically it is time to start phasing out the burgundies, the forest greens, the black, start pulling in softer, lighter colors like winter whites. Now we're focusing on neutrals here. So winter whites, camels, even light gray. And the good news here is that if you don't already have pieces like that in your closet and you did want to shop for some, everything is on sale as far as winter clothing goes. So now is the time to grab a few pieces if you wanted to add to your closet to transition yourself easily into spring. So I have a couple of real world examples here for you. So outfit number 6. This isn't a big leap. I've shared this with you before. This ticks a few of my style tips. This cotton cropped cardigan is not wool. It's not even cashmere, one of my favorites. It's cotton. So it's not quite as heavy. I love brown. Everybody loves brown. Chocolate brown has been a hit for a while, but this is a slightly softer shade. Dare I say like a washed out brown, a pastel brown? I don't know. It ticks that box. I don't know if this exact color, by the way, is still available, but they have just released it in the lightest of pale grays. It is stunning. Imagine this same outfit, but a faded black pair of jeans instead of what I'm wearing. And then I do want to point out these jeans. This is another way to transition into spring. We've all seen this sweatpant jeans trend from the high-end rag & bone. These are French terry and they are $65. They do run very, very, very big, so size down 1. But that's a great way to wear a lighter, in the literal sense, version of denim because it's a sweatpant terry material, so much lighter, more drapey than what you normally would see for denim. So it's lighter in wash and lighter in weight. Even down to the fringed moccasins on my feet. They're in that brown family, but they're a much lighter, softer shade. And then I have got to give a shout out to Head to Toe Winter White. Great transition color to go into spring. How many times have I pulled this footage out? I can't stop wearing it. The reason I'm not trying it on for you today, again, is because it's sitting in my laundry hamper because I just wore this outfit. Modal is another great fabric to transition from a colder season into a warmer season. This set sold separately in the winter white or a crew or cream or whatever you want to call it, the jacket and the straight leg pants. Such a great option segueing into spring. Love that whole look, tying in even with the loafers. So everything is monochromatic, which we love. We love the color for moving into spring. We love the fabric for moving into spring. It's a very casual look, but I actually wore it out to dinner in LA and I felt like I'm going to sound like my mom here. I felt very smart in it. I think it was a very smart look. If you want to dress it down even more, this same outfit or I should say the same collection has just a basic crew neck sweatshirt in that shade. Swap out the loafers for sneakers and you have a very casual yet very on trend and appropriate for moving into spring look. So don't let those winter doldrums get you down. I've given you 5 very attainable, easy to implement style tips and tricks to transition yourself from winter to spring. Let me know what you think of this. Do you have anything like this already in your closet? Did my shopping ideas help you? And if you've gotten this far and wondered why I look a little distracted, there is a huge, huge bug. I'm talking about that big around, crawling on the wall just opposite me that I've been trying to ignore this entire time, and it is making me crazy not to scream for my husband who's on the other side of the house to come kill it, because I hope it doesn't fly and come and get me. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope that you had fun and you got some real actionable tips here, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully without any giant bugs. Bye!